I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA.
All right, Coach. So after 3 years as the home of the Chargers, it is most likely the final regular season home game at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. Today, it's the penultimate week of the regular season, week 16, and we've got a good one in store between the Oakland Raiders and our home team. Rivers now, the throw on first down. Complete. It's Henry. The numbers for Hunter Henry from a week ago. Just a really crisp, clean effort. Well over 100 yards receiving.
But didn't he feel like he needed a hug when we talked with him this week?
Oh, because he wanted the touchdown.
He wanted the touchdown. He was all depressed after that performance. I'm like, what's wrong with you? You were brilliant. He's like, yeah, but I didn't get in the end zone. He must have heard from the fantasy players on that one.
Tahir Whitehead in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. Now Rivers under pressure again, and down he goes again.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. 12 yards on the return that time.
Let's go.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Single. 31's the mic. No chance.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Over the middle, it's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well. The numbers for him from a week ago. 4 catches, 61 yards, and a touchdown.
3rd in the league in receiving yards, and that's a strong number. That means he's being consistent each and every time out.
Let's go, defense.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Flushed out right. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. On that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
A beautiful spin and room to run. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Josh Jacobs, 29 yards. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Josh Jacobs. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. It's a short kick, taken at the 15. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
Melvin Gordon, the 2-time Pro Bowler. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming. Gordon, a Pro Bowler for the 2nd time last season, 885 yards, 10 touchdowns, and that was only in 12 games played a season ago. Now a hit, and Rivers lost the football, and the Raiders pick it up. 6. Touchdown.
That's the way you make a spin. That's the way you make a spin, baby.
And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now 14-0. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Heading back out, the Chargers offense. We get a peek at the playoff picture of the AFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Hey, you're impressed, aren't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games. Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadrupled. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
Now Gordon on first down. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Rivers going to turn and give this one to his running back, Gordon. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
180.
On third down, Rivers nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Tahir Whitehead getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Coming off the line, he's been wreaking havoc all year. And look, that's why, as a result, he's getting some looks for Defensive Player of the Year in the NFL.
And I know that many people don't have him first on their list right now, but he deserves that type of consideration. You mentioned it. All year long, he's made big plays and continues to do so. Imagine if he has a big game here. If so, he can vault himself right into the #1 spot.
They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. 2nd and 5. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's caught at the 25. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. On first down, Jacobs. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Running is Jacobs. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Derwin James, an all-pro as a rookie last year, up from his safety spot to make the tackle. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
Check 13. Check 13. Check 31. Talk.
They'll run on first down. It's Jacobs. They'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3. Here's a 2nd and 7. And he fires one incomplete.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. They're going to look to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Thomas Davis. And he'll be brought down at his own 10-yard line. They've got a pretty comfortable lead right now, but maybe a little too careless with the football that time for the rookie.
I think the key word there is comfortable. And there's 2 schools of thought on it. With that type of a lead, maybe you can take a few more chances because you have a cushion. Others will tell you, don't eat up the cushion with careless play. He'll learn to ride that line as he moves on in his career.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That 2nd down play nets a -4. The Chargers on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 14. Here's Rivers. And he coughs up the football near his own goal line. Call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. They don't care if it was luck or skill, or the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground. Whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
A good return there, 17 yards. And the Raiders will have a short field to work with as they take over. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's over 40 yards here in the 2nd quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a 1st down as well. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. He's going to loft one deep left side here and nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Second and 10. He's got a man wide open, complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25. So a big pickup that time. And Charles, defending AFC Player of the Week, maybe bucking towards another award this week.
Yeah, and they say they don't really care about the individual awards. You and I both know
they do.
It means a lot to them. It means respect around the league. And if he's able to show those kind of hands all game long, he can win a 2nd one.
They'll set up to throw. His pass caught at the 4. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
Well, they were unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber.
And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. Josh Jacobs with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Extra point by Carlson, up and good.
Well, let the natural light of today reflect that he has now gotten into the end zone 2 times.
Look at you. You're a little Ralph Waldo Emerson, is that his name?
No, I was just going with the meteorologist. Said it was a day game. I'm here.
Melvin Gordon and the Chargers ready for their next possession. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try to loosen things up, get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up. I know when you got a top tight end like this, you want to get him involved, but when you do, you're hoping for more than that.
You certainly are. You got to try and get him some space where he can make a play downfield, or at least an opportunity for some rack yardage, right? That run after catch.
Gets it to Gordon. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up.
A first down throw here for Rivers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Another try after the first down sack. Rivers. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So it's 3rd and long for the Chargers and Rivers after the sack. Now Rivers going to give it off to Gordon. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Allen on the punt as he gets this one away. Taking it about the 16. We'll call that a 43-yard punt, 2 on the return, and the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success at least so far here in the second quarter.
58, boys, 58 seconds.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Flush to his right. Looking right sideline, that's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Solid gain of 18 and a Raider first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
You know what? 58's the money. 58's the money. Watch the ball go. Watch the flag. Watch the flag.
He'll drop to throw. Dancing to his left. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10.
31's the mic. Here we go. 31's the mic.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And it's caught. And he's brought down. A good pickup, but it will come on what should be the final play in this first half. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And as we count down through the final few weeks of the season, these guys have nothing to sweat about. They clinch the top spots of the road to the Super Bowl. It runs through them.
And there's a natural inclination here, partner, to say, okay, a lot of guys aren't going to play down the stretch. We've clinched. We're ready to go. But there's another part where you say, let's show the league why we're the #1 team. Maybe you intimidate someone. Maybe you dissuade them from thinking that they can beat you in the playoffs by going out and being really impressive down the stretch.
Absolutely, and you want to take momentum into the playoffs. There's also pride on the line for these guys individually.
Yeah, momentum and pride. Yeah, I'd make room for them and put them both in uniform.
Back to throw now on first down. He's going to float this one deep right. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. A big play there. His 19th touchdown now on the season. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. He's tough to contain as it is, but in man coverage with a pretty deep pass downfield, really tough to contain.
And it's so difficult because every play you've got to consider he might try and run past you. So your goal as a defensive back is to give him plenty of cushion, meaning lots of space between you and him. If he wants to catch the short stuff, come up and secure the tackle, hit him a bunch during the game, and try and keep him in front. If you turn your head for a second, if your concentration wanes,
bye-bye.
He just takes off and goes. And I think that's what we just saw there.
Hard to believe, but the regular season's starting to draw to a close. We've got the final Sunday night game of the year coming up later tonight. Matt Nagy and the Bears hosting his mentor, Andy Reid, and the Kansas City Chiefs. That'll be a good one from Frigid Soldier Field. And then tomorrow night, the final Monday night game of the year, Packers and Vikings from Minneapolis. They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Gordon loses the football. It's loose.
Wow. That ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base and scoring.
Now a hit, and Rivers lost the football. And the Raiders pick it up. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. They give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice you're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive, then suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
Not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You just got to regroup and start putting another drive together. That's all you can do.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Tahir Whitehead in there to get him again. That is sack number 6. One off the NFL record of 7. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He is hoping to find the end zone for a 3rd time, and we sit now in the 3rd quarter.
And nothing would excite him more, but I think even more so, his offensive line. Anytime you've got a guy scoring that many times, that means you've done a really nice job in front of him.
You're always giving props to the big fellas up front.
It's always a good idea. Those are some massive men.
Here's 2nd and 8. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The old Cal Bear, Brandon Mebane, gets the sack.
Take four.
They'll drop the throw. Looking middle, and that's complete.
We got this.
That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well. They'll look to throw here on first down. Buying time to his left. Throw left side complete. That's Jacobs.
And that's why you do all the drills that you do from the quarterback position, because you're not going to just throw to your strength. The right-handed quarterback naturally will want to move to the right side to throw the football. But sometimes you've got to go left, and that's exactly what happened on that play. Forced to his left, still able to accurately throw it downfield for a completion.
6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
Nice job there finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another first down. And look, they had great field position to start, but boy, they've done a nice job taking advantage of it.
Now they're just hoping to cap it off. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. Second and 11. Throwing middle, and it's complete. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. Back now at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. And for the moment, this will be a first down. But we have a marker on the field. Let's see if this stands. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
Looking to throw. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked up by Thomas Davis. And to the 12. That's where it stops. The return is halted at the 12-yard line. Those INTs all sting, but you throw one in the red zone. I think especially as a rookie, maybe it stings a little bit more.
I think what you're saying is they don't all count the same, do they? Right? Interceptions in the red zone that you've given up points now, those are precious. So you have to learn from those and in a hurry.
Following the interception here, Rivers caught. It's Dontrell Inman. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Rivers in trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A gain of right around 35 yards on a play that started back inside their 10. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. From the gun, Rivers. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Rivers incomplete on first down. Here's 2nd and 10.
I can't believe they like
To throw again. Rivers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, doesn't it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does, is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
52's the mic right here over there, right? 52's the mic.
Now back to throw. Being chased out left. Steps away to his left. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. The Raiders on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Melvin Ingram in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility, the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple. The guy who's a right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side. He's going after the quarterback. He's going to put him on the ground.
Check right, 25.
On first down, Gordon. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now